Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live Politi-tics night on a Saturday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and joining me is the band hammer.
Howdy, Untethered Live family.
What's happening out there in the world? It's just about Christmas time. 4 days away for Christmas. Are you ready?
No.
Are you excited?
No.
Jesus.
No.
Nail biter.
Can we sleep through it?
Yeah.
Just curl up in bed and turn the phones off and sleep.
Well, we may have to. Amy's first in chat. She says, Luke 17:2. It were better for him that a millstone were hanged around his neck and he cast into the sea than that he should offend one of these little ones, children,
Yes.
that believe in Christ. Censored for YouTube. I don't censor. They'll just have to cut me down. Good one.
She had to
Absolutely
censor
true.
it. She had to, or they wouldn't have let her post it.
Right. Weird.
Yeah.
Amy says, hi, Jake and Amanda. Hi. How are you? Are you ready for Christmas? I got my candy cane.
Hi, Amy.
I've been fighting off the horde to eat it.
I got a whole bucket of peppermint balls.
You know you want my candy cane.
Sharpen it into a point and stab you in your white butt.
I dare you.
Oh, is it a challenge?
Challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Kevin's here. What's up, my brother? Old St. Bernard. Nice to see you, my friend. He says, hello, Jake and Amanda and Amy. Nice to see you, buddy. Are you ready? You got your candy cane? Scary. My internet is crapping out for some reason, so if I'm sketchy, I apologize. It's happening. It'll go away momentarily, hopefully.
Yeah, you're good so far.
Okay. I'll just keep rolling. I don't know why. I guess because everybody's at home and on the internet.
Well, maybe because my computer is booting up.
Maybe. Judy says, hey, Amy. Hey, Judy. How are you? Judy says, hey, Jake and Amanda. Hi.
Hi, Judy.
Judy says, hey, Kevin. Kevin says, hello, Judy.
Amy, here's your gold star.
Gold star goes to Amy.
Hi, Amy, Judy, and Kevin.
Nice to see everybody. Amy says, hey, Pop, and Judy.
Hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all.
Camel.
No. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone is doing good. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Fantastic.
Woohoo.
I got me a nice hot cup of coffee, ready to rock and roll. Thank you for providing the coffee for the show.
You're welcome.
It's a regular cup of Joe. That's the way I like it, don't you know? Don't you want to have a cup with me? If so, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup, and let's talk about the world. Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about good and evil. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one that has my face on it. It is fantastic. Also, we got down there stainless steel tumblers like this one, the big ones and the little ones. They both have locking lids. They keep your coffee hot for hours. They got the Bible Study Untethered Live logo on the front and all the platforms on the back. They look great on your coffee table. Get one while supplies last. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you want to show a little bit of love. If you want to, you can do that at CashApp $JakeJohnsonBand or PayPal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. I greatly appreciate it. It is very needed. If you wish, you can. If you don't, okay, I appreciate it anyway. Thanks for offering, I guess. Whatever. Also, if you'd like to hang out with us outside of YouTubeverse, go over to Facebook.com/UntetheredLive chilling. It's a great place to hang out, share pictures, text videos, and chats and get to know each other. It is updated regularly with vignettes of things that pertain to the stuff we talk about here on this channel. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's free, it's yours. Go check it out. We also got a group chat over there, so go see if you can get in. And the link is in the chat, so go see it.
I'm working on the link right now. I'll be in the chat momentarily.
All right. And now, on with the political stuff, or whatever we're going to talk about. Amy says, my Bible verse is because the Epstein files are mentioned in the title. Well, there is that, the Epstein files.
Or the lack thereof.
And they are rough. Thank you. Debbie says, hello all. Hi, Debbie. How are you, sweet lady? Amber's here. She says, good evening, friends. And how is everybody? Fantastic. Can't complain. Amber says, coffee time. Do you wait for my show just for coffee? I do. I mean, I have it other times too, but I definitely wait for this one. Kevin says, hello, Debbie and Amber. Amber says it's 47 degrees and pouring rain. Gracious. Good Lord. Amber says, I've liked and then Facebook liked and shared. Nice. Appreciate that. Thank you, Amber. Amber says, big dog, bark, bark. Oof, oof. I got my card back today. Hopefully I get it remailed Monday. I got one card back today. That's what that says. It says Amber. What happened? Did it go to the wrong address? Amy says, why can't Barbie get pregnant? Because Ken comes in a different box. That can be taken both ways. Hold on now. I got it. Okay. Amy says, hi, Debbie. And hi, Glitter Bomber. Amber says, you said what? Ken comes in a different box. And that could be taken more than one way. It could be bad. Amanda says,
I don't know where we're at.
8:30.
My computer just came up and I just got the link.
Amanda says, hi, Debbie and Amber.
Thank you. I was going to say, it's going to take me a second to get there. Hi, Debbie and Amber.
Amber says, at least I let you know. Right on. Well, who is it?
Yeah, whose card did you get back?
You didn't let anybody know. You just said a card came back. We don't know who it is. We could be just sitting there thinking, when's the card going to show up?
What did it come back for? Because it had too much glitter in it?
Flagged for being a bomb. A glitter bomb. Aaron, what's up, brother? He says, driving while listening. Driving home while listening. All right. What's going on, buddy? What you out doing? Kevin says Bill Clinton has some splaining to do. He always has. We've always known he was a cretin. That has never been a secret. They've tried to make it a secret, but we've always known. That man was banging everything that would move while he was in power. He totally used the White House to get laid. Amanda says,
hello, Aaron.
Amy says, liked, shared, and invited some friends. Nice. Maybe we'll have a good turnout tonight, like we did last night. It was a great show last night. Very fun. Always love talking movies. Kevin says, hello, Aaron. Judy says, hi, Amy and Debbie. And hey, Amber. And 7 degrees and really windy. 7 degrees? Wow. Cold. It's like 40 degrees here. Kevin says, should judges be held to a higher standard for breaking the law when it's their job to interpret the law? Yes. Yes, they should. They should be held to a higher standard, and they should be punished more harshly because they know better. And they're in a position of power, and they dole out punishments all day long to people. And they should get it when they do the bad stuff that they know they shouldn't be doing. I agree, 100%. Or I make that statement 100%. Amy says we had seafood for dinner. Popcorn, shrimp, fish sticks, and crab cakes. I had seafood for dinner too. See, there's food. We had some leftover steak from yesterday, so we made steak and egg sandwiches for dinner.
Steak, egg, and cheese sandwiches and hash browns.
Yummy. Amber says, Judy, hearts. Amy says, be right back. I need coffee. Coffee. Amen. Amber says, sorry, y'all. I really went for coffee. I believed you when you said it. I didn't think you were lying to me. And Judy says, hey, Aaron. Amy says, Aaron. Hugs and wavy hands and kissy faces and hearts. More kissy faces. A lot of kissy faces.
Mm-hmm.
Kissy,
Especially if
kissy.
it keeps throwing him in the cup holder all the time.
Right
Make
on.
you wonder.
Debbie says the judge is playing her lesbian card, saying she was the reason she was prosecuted. And I hope she gets the maximum sentence.
Yes, Debbie.
I agree.
Yes.
There's more than one judge being prosecuted at the moment, though.
Yes, there is.
There's also something I heard earlier this week about the raid on Mar-a-Lago and the judges that signed for it.
Oh, yeah, they didn't have any evidence.
Yeah.
And they made a false search warrant. Made up the evidence.
So
and then
that's-
it was supposed to be specific things, and they went berserk with it.
Yeah, so that's getting prosecuted as well. Yay. It's about time somebody goes to jail for actually committing a crime.
Right?
Amanda says, Debbie, the judge takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Amy says that.
What did I say?
Amanda.
Amy says that.
That's why I was like, wait, I didn't say it. What did I just... Gonna confuse me tonight?
Apparently. Judy says the one in Wisconsin, Debbie. Never heard that. Debbie says, I read the Mary Jane was reclassified for cancer research. I hope this is true. Did you read the title? I don't put out fake news. So, yeah, it's true. Trump has reclassified medical marijuana to Schedule 3 so that they can do medical research and more easily prescribe it to people, specifically cannabinoids and CBD stuff. Hemp-based cannabinoids. Amber says, Amy, have you ate today? She has. Here's a link to the chill page if anybody wants to check it out. Amy says, yes, Amber, I did. Amber says, Amy, hearts. Debbie says, your chat's about to jump.
8:38.
Debbie says the Epstein files from this moment on will be called the Clinton files. You think so? Well, I knew that they had a lot to do with what was going on, which is the big reason it was so hush-hush the whole time. And when they started trying to blame Trump for it, I knew it was going to come out in his favor. I've always known that because I've always known the details that began the case because I was there. These young people were not there, or they were too young to remember. Judy says, how's the vacation, Amy? Day one. Kevin says, the late Bill Clinton, when Hillary gets done with him, Hillary was as much involved in that as he was, believe me.
Oh, yeah.
She is no spring chicken. She's been involved in that sick world for a long time. Just look into her relationship with Uma Abedin, which was Anthony Weiner's wife for a little while.
That's some freaky shit.
LOL Cool J says, what's the number to call in? I don't have a call-in number, but thank you for asking. Welcome, LOL Cool J. Ryan654 says, lot lizards. We have a few of those. Sure. This is a call-in show, says LOL. No, it isn't. And I would know because it's my show. You being a member that just popped in to say hello, you wouldn't know. So, what's the topic? Whatever you want it to be, LOL. Read the title. There are some topics there for suggestion, but you can go anywhere you'd like to go. As long as you don't get stupid or dirty. And we have very strict rules here. Don't degrade the ladies. That's it.
Be respectful.
Think you can handle it? Dwight says, what is your primary job? Did you make money from YouTube yet? That's none of your business, Dwight. How about that? Welcome to the show, Dwight. Why, do you plan on giving me some? LOL Cool J says, they need to release the Epstein stuff already. They are releasing it, little bits at the time. Read the title. Amy says, greetings, new viewers. Please like and subscribe. Yes, please do. Hit that like button.
Don't read that next one, but you can read the Dwight one. I deleted it. I pulled it off.
Okay.
He really didn't. I didn't mean to.
Dwight says, Trump is much worse than Clinton. Wait till the non-redacted stuff comes out. Well, I don't have to. I was there. And no, Trump is not worse than Clinton. Trump is squeaky clean. You know how I know? Because for 12 years now, he has been the most investigated human being on planet Earth by every alphabet agency known to mankind, all of which are looking for something to get him on, trying to arrest him, wanting to, salivating at the mouth to get him. Not so much as a jaywalking ticket. That's how I know. But also because I was alive before 2000, and I remember what went on back in the days. I'm also aware keenly that Trump was the source that got Epstein arrested in the first place. He was the FBI informant that got him arrested, put him in jail. You think he would be involved? No. Amy says, smiley, smiley. LOL says, Trump turned out to be a MAGA first president. Don't know what you mean by that, but you're wrong. Trump has done a wonderful job. There are a few things he didn't do that I thought he should have done, but look at what he's up against. Considering what he's up against, he's done a fantastic job. Amanda, I can't read it if you retract it.
I know.
Amy says, I forgot it was trolley night. Yes. The children are online while their parents are out seeing Christmas lights. Seeing Christmas lights. Probably. Judy says, LOL, Amy. Amy says, I love Aaron. Aaron is a lovable dude. That's quite an admission from you. LOL Cool J, you don't know us from Adam's House Cat. You don't know a damn thing about a single person in this room. Don't come in here lobbing accusations like you know something. You're a child. You don't know a thing. If you want to talk shit, get to know somebody first. Makes you look like a real idiot. Rachel's here. She says, hello. Hey, Rachel. Merry Christmas, honey. How are you doing?
Hi, Rachel.
Kevin says, hello, Rachel. And Amy says, yummy. Slop again. Please, sir, can I have some more? Isn't it like that? It is purely amazing to me what people do. Judy says, hey, Rachel. Amy says, hi, Rachel. And Amy says, Monday's slop had a hint of tomato in it. Don't you think? Friday's slop was fishy. I don't know what we're talking about there specifically, Amy. Are you throwing out metaphors or are you talking about your dinner? Rachel says, how are y'all? Fantastic, Rachel. Can't complain. Nice to see you. Soph is here. She says, hey, guys. I hope you guys are well as well can be, Soph. How are you? Debbie says, I wrote Mary Jane Reclassified, not because I didn't believe you, but to justify my cancer research comment. I got you. I'm with you.
Hi, Soph.
Judy says, hey, Soph. And Kevin says, hey, Soph. Amy says, considering Wednesday is hump day, the slop should be creamy. It should be.
No. Since the response to that is down to the bottom, I'll give you context so you understand what's going on. It's in response to LL Cool, or yeah, whoever, Jay, we're fed the slop from the White House.
Got it. I see.
That's Amy's responding to him.
Well, if you think that, that's just proof that you never heard me speak. Because when Trump does something stupid, I say he does something stupid. I did just the other week when he did something stupid. But when he does a good job, I'll give him credit where credit is due. I am neither Republican nor Democrat. I am a conservative and a Christian, but I don't swing for any team. I tell the truth on this channel. If you've ever watched it, you know that, because I don't follow the narrative, and sometimes I beat the narrative back with a stick. It's just the way it is. If you think you know me, you don't. Because let me tell you something, young man, and the people that do know me will vouch for this. You can know me for 50 years. 50 years. You can spend every day of your life with me for 50 years, and I will still surprise you with what I know. Still. Every conversation will be different and unique. Every one of them. I'm inexhaustibly capable of not running out of things to talk about. So, I'm just throwing slop at people's comment is falling on deaf ears for the most part. And only hurting you. It ain't hurting me at all. Soph says, hi, Amy, and hi, Rachel. Amy says, hey, Soph, how's your mom? How's your mom's recovery? TX Oil Star says, long time no see, Jake. You're effing awesome. Well, thank you, Enter. I don't know who you are because YouTube changed the names back. So I don't know what your old name was. So if you'll tell me who you are, I'll tell you I'm happy to see you too, but I don't recognize that name, sorry. So Fallon says, my mom will be in the hospital in 1 more week. Well, that's good, I hope. I hope that means that she'll be on the road to recovery. And Sophie says, thank you for asking, Amy. Amber says, is Mabel and Hannah making it tonight? Well, I don't know. I'm not a mind reader.
They're having a ladies' weekend, so I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah, I remember them saying they were having a ladies' night.
They're watching movies and stuff all weekend.
As are we. We decided to watch a movie from 1927 called Metropolis. I highly recommend you go watch it.
It is wild. And it don't say a word.
And it is on YouTube for free and remastered in 4K and no longer black and white, so you can actually enjoy watching it and see all the details.
What time you at?
8:47.
Okay.
Debbie says, and I hope it is true about the cancer research. Well, from what I understand, that is the purpose behind rescheduling it. However, there have not been any cancer research things announced. But that doesn't mean they're not doing it. That just means that that's not Trump's purview. He rescheduled it so that they could research it. So that's a good thing. But it's an executive order, which means if the Congress does not codify it into law, the next president can strike it down. But as long as he's president, it will be scheduled, Schedule 3. Or as long as nobody strikes it down. Now, considering that the Democrats have been trying to legalize weed for a long time, chances are they won't strike that one down. Because they want that too. And that's a whole lot of Trump hate to strike down something in their favor just because he wrote it.
Yeah, but you know they're going to have some dumb shit to say about it.
Intertech says, Trump, America. Amen. Amanda says,
High Star, welcome. Intertext, whatever.
Intertext. Oil Star. Saim says, can I make AI videos and let you say whatever? No. Why would you do that?
Because that's what everybody's into now.
I will say whatever by myself. I don't need an AI video to say whatever. What would you have me say? So Fallon says, I love Trump so much because he is the best president ever. Well, that's a good reason. Amy says, note to self. When making coffee, it helps to add water to the machine.
Something similar to that happened today.
Oh, and I made the coffee and it didn't have any coffee in it? It was just hot water?
Because you already ran it through once.
Intertech says, your chat's about to jump. Hold on, I'll get back to it.
8:50.
Intertech says, how do you know you're at a gay picnic? Because the hot dogs taste like shit. Yeah.
Right?
LOL Cool says, you're a pedo protector. No, I'm not. Next. You're a child. I'm guessing you're what, 12? Does your mommy know you talk like that on the internet? You want me to ask her? The implication being she's in my bedroom. That's called a burn, you child. Amy says, in response to LOL Cool J saying we are fed slop from the White House. Yeah, I got it. Intertech says, why can't midgets wear tampons? Because they might trip over the string. Well, that's obvious. LOL says, fed slop like federal. Like you don't even know what federal means. Do your friends think you're cool when you talk like that? Is that what this is?
He probably don't even know who LL Cool J is.
Probably not. Soph says, I'm good, thank you. Good. Amanda says, that part, Jake. Release the Kraken. Oh, I will. I will. Rachel sent clutch for 30 joules. I don't know what that means.
I think it's a promo thing. I think it just boosts the show.
Okay. Take it.
That's another. I found out a little bit more on it.
Amy says, release the Kraken, Jake. Release the Kraken, Jake. Release the Kraken, Jake. I will. Oh, sent floating hearts for 10 joules.
Yeah.
And more floating hearts for 10 more joules. Thank you, Rachel. Again, I don't know what that does, but I'll take it. Amy says, thanks for the gifts, Rachel. And Soph says, what are your New Year's resolutions plans? I don't know. It's not New Year's. I'm just trying to get through Christmas. Probably to get through Christmas.
Yep. Get through the New Year's.
Amy says, last night was a fun show. Yes, it was. I totally enjoyed it. What was your favorite part? Rachel says, I don't know what they do either, but you're welcome. Right? Do I read everyone's? Yes, Dwight. Unless it's trash, and then I'll skip it.
If he gets to see it.
If I ever get to see it. And I don't know if you've noticed, there's quite a lot of wrenches in here. And you are outnumbered, so.
And I am very quick.
Believe that. She can get me there in like 3 seconds flat. Hammer says, thank you, Miss Hammer. Amy says, yes, Dwight. He reads and responds to every comment. Unless it's trash, then I'll skip.
Yes, Dwight. It's called carrying on a conversation.
Yes, you should try it. You might learn some things. Amy says, double tap the screen, see what happens. And Amy says, fire. And Vera says, Jake, you are low-key funny. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to be. I try to be exactly that, low-key funny. I'm not trying to be a comedian, but I like snarky. I like snarky and quick wit. And I am quick-witted, so I try to use that. Soph says, how are you, Amy? Amy says, Soph, day by day, step by step. These are the sands of the hourglass. So are the days of my life as the world turns. General Hospital. Whatever.
All of them. One Life to Live. Deja vu. We're having flashbacks from last night.
That was a good one. I forgot about that one.
Yep. All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, Guiding Light.
Yeah, I wasn't naming soap operas. I was naming soap operas that fit the statement.
Well, that's where they came from, was the soap operas.
Yes. Amy says you collect the gifts, and if you collect enough of them, you get a bonus from YouTube. Oh, it would be nice if they told me that. There's no literature about that anywhere. Aaron says, I'm here. All right, buddy. Amy says, Aaron, panda underwear. What? Amanda says, peacock pickle.
Peacock
Hi.
pickle.
You guys are strange. I like it.
We knew who we were talking to.
John Redcorn says, you sound like Sling Blade. It's awesome. All right, then. Mm-hmm. Some of them French fried potatoes. Mm-hmm.
Get some mustard.
How about some mustard on them French fried potatoes?
I love when he does that. He can do that so good.
I can't do it right now. My voice is about out, but when my voice works, I can do it. Rachel says, impressive, Amanda.
Hi, Corn. Welcome.
And Rachel says, 3 seconds. Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Amy says, John Redcorn, welcome. Please like, subscribe, and leave Hank Hill alone.
LOL. Thanks, Rachel.
And Rachel says, Amanda, how do you do that? With Thomas, I need like 20 to 30 seconds. Well, the secret is in the back of your throat. Way back there.
You need to stop.
You got to make this noise.
You need to stop.
Rachel says, I need to get him there in 3 seconds, too. Make that noise. And while you're doing it, just reach up and pop yourself on the back of the head and see what his reaction is. See, that's how long it takes to make a visualization.
That's awkward there, Rachel.
And John says, my man. Think I didn't get your name there, buddy?
LOL. Thanks, Rachel.
I'm multicultural. Diversity is my strength. I don't know what that means. Amy says he needs to worry more about Dale Dribble than Hank Hill. Right. Yeah, I forgot about it, who he was. I just knew he was a character on that show. Intertech says, Trump is awesome. We're getting busy out here. As a matter of fact, I'm working and hanging out with Jake. Right on. I like it.
Who do we know that's in the oil field?
I think that's,
Hold on.
I think that's Marshall.
No. Hold on.
Christine Marshall, I think. I can't remember though.
No.
Somebody works in oil. You could tell me who you are. That would make it better. Rachel says, okay, noted for the next time. We'll be thinking of you too. Nice. I like it.
I can't think of what his other screen name used to be.
Bill Bennett says, hello all, happy Saturday. Hey, Bill. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Rachel says, be honored. Nice.
I just gave away my age.
And too bad, Amanda. Accept it. You gave away your age how?
I just said the screen name.
Which was?
No, I said I can't remember what the screen name is. What his screen name is.
Oh, screen name. Amy says, hi, Bill. Amanda says, hi, Bill. Judy says, hey, Bill. And Amanda says, okay, Rachel, I will.
Okay, Rachel, I will.
Okay, you got it now? And Rachel says, Amanda, heart. Soph says, I was thinking we could do a prayer for the Bondi Beach. I think that's over.
Yeah, they got the guy.
Yeah, they got the guy. Prayer answered.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm Eric, says Intertext. I have been watching you for about a year. I'm the gas man. Okay.
That's what it was. Gas man, yes.
Well, I'm glad to see you, Energy. Eric,
Right.
gas man. Aaron says, spent the day with the kids, and when I left, my daughter stopped me and said, Dad, thanks for spending time. Those are the precious moments there, Aaron.
Yes.
That's good stuff. Amy says real men don't use baby oil. They use 5W20 high mileage. Oh. I use 10W40 because I'm hung like that. Amy says, oh, that's sweet, Aaron. Aaron says, that mystery oil and seafoam. Oil and seafoam. Seafoam green?
It's a spray you put in your motor. Stuff you put in your motor.
Mystery oil and seafoam. Yeah. I knew what mystery oil was. I don't know what seafoam is. Amanda says, oh, okay, I remember you now.
Oh, okay, I remember you now.
Amy says, and the gas man testifies.
Right?
The gas man cometh. Played to the song Jazz Man from The Simpsons. Okay. I was thinking something else. Johnny Cash. Aaron says he was having a hard day and crying in the room when I got there. And I tried to pretend like she wasn't, but she forgot I made her, so I'm not stupid. And I asked her what happened. Right on.
Oh, she forgot you created her. Now, yeah. Hey, there's another one right after it.
She said something CVS lady was judging her about how many meds she had. So I went in there and roasted that lady off the counter. You go, Dad. That's
right.
The way you do it.
Put her in her place, Aaron.
Amy says, you're a good dad, Aaron. And Soph says, I'm so sorry, Aaron.
Tell her to sit down and be quiet.
That's right. I got to get some air on in here.
You want some fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Something. Air conditioner fan.
Are you going to turn your air on?
No, if you're going to put a fan in here.
Okay.
Muhammad says, sup, bro. Sup, Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I got to tell you, though, it's quite an interesting weekend we've had. Yeah. Thank you. That's better. These lights heat up fast. Amy says, OMG, the CVS lady needs to have a meeting with HR. That's totally inappropriate. They did that to me one time, too. I went in there to get some painkillers, and she accosted me because I was like half an hour early. I didn't even know I had to be half an hour early. I just got the script and went in. And she said that if I didn't gobble them all up when I got them, I wouldn't need them so fast. And she said, there's a DE agent right here. And I said, well, get that sumbitch over here and let's talk to him for a minute. She didn't like that when I struck back. I ain't scared of you, DEA agent. I ain't doing anything wrong. How dare you speak to me that way? You don't know me from Adam's House Cat. That was a long time ago, but I remember it. Aaron says, shit, she found out. Or she found me. Right on. Soph says, how are you, Aaron? He just told you.
There it is.
Angry. Aaron says, I explained HIPAA to her and let her know that I'm one of the people that actually writes the contracts and the people you do not want to see in the court. And her eyes got huge. Is that how that goes? Soph says, yay, that's good. Soph, coming in hot. Sorry. Phone's blowing up. Well, Aaron says, I told her that, or I told that lady straight up. I said, listen, if you were locked in the woods with a bear and me, I said, you probably should choose the bear because you got better chances of survival. Damn it, man. That's funny. In a scary kind of way. Free fur coat, says Amy. A free fur coat for the bear? Yeah. A bear fur coat. Because if you go in the woods with Aaron and a bear, I'm guessing the bear will be fat enough to make a coat out of. Because I'm not a kid that anthropomorphizes bears. That's a bear. It will eat you alive. But I agree. He'll probably kill you faster than the bear will. I'm glad that she got her comeuppance, because that's not a good thing to do to people. You are a pharmacist, not a doctor. I can go to night school and get your job. Night school. That's how you got the job. And I know your little 3 dots dash 1 dot code anyway, so I wouldn't even have to go to night school. I could just read a book. That's how you do it. Tell them who they really are. They think they're something important because they work behind a locked door. That does not make them good people. Amy says it's her job to count tablets and fill orders. Right. Not to opine about others' medical conditions. Correct. Again, she's not a doctor. I think some people might go to medical school and fail out and end up being a pharmacist. But most people just go to night school and get their little, 6-month degree and become a pharmacist. Like a chiropractor. You can do that way too. Not a doctor. Aaron says, I get sick of people just thinking they can say whatever they want. Like, imagine me walking into her house as a stranger and telling her how to raise her kids. That's ridiculous. I agree. Well, that's one of the problems with this generation. They have dispensed with shame. They don't have shame. That's the big problem. And because of that, and because of social media, everybody thinks that they're the star of their particular story, when in reality, they're bit part players at best, and only a few people are stars, and you're not it. But for some reason, people have gotten their overinflated egos to make them believe that they're the star of the show. And so they think they can say whatever they want to say, and also the lack of consequences, because it somehow became illegal to punch somebody in the mouth for talking trash. And I assure you, if you come talking trash to me, illegal or not, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. Period. And you will learn you can't say just anything. Amy says a non-player character. That's right. Unfortunately, we live in a world full of those.
There's another one above it you missed.
Aaron says, she looked at me with tears in her eyes. My daughter, and said, that lady made me feel crazy. And man, my blood just boiled, and I was like, I'll be right back. You did the right thing. Freaking rent-a-pill rainbow bandit. That's right. And she had pink hair. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. Those are the kind of people that do things like that. Pink hair and nose rings. Matter of fact, there's an entire nose ring conspiracy. I suggest you look into it. It is true. The old nose ring conspiracy trick. Amy says, in nature, toxic animals exhibit bright colors. Yes, they do. They do that in humanity, too. Or drive big trucks with giant wheels. Talk real loud for some reason. Aaron says, and they get killed off, Amy. Sometimes. Sometimes they do, for sure. Well, you don't want to kill anybody. You don't want to level any threats. Be zen. Walk your path with righteousness. You are a child of God. You can't be going around killing people. But that does not mean you can't put them in their place. Christ said, turn the other cheek. He didn't say keep your mouth shut while you're doing it. You can call them a bitch while you're turning the other cheek. That's all I'm saying. And remember, I told you that. Kevin says, today I watched a YouTube video about Epstein and his view about God. Said most people can't comprehend anything that is outside of time, and to them, everything must have a beginning and an end. This is true. Einstein, not Epstein, Einstein. This is true. See, your brain weighs 3 pounds, and it began at your conception, and it will die when you die. And since the beginning of time, that's the way it has gone for mankind. Therefore, mankind cannot conceive of something that is outside of time, space, and matter, because you have a beginning and an end and an infinite domain in which to live. That's all your brain can conceive of. Some of us have a little bit more capacity to grasp a few things on the fringes of understanding, which is why people like me do this for a living, because there are some of us who can grasp some things. But my brain cannot contain God, and if it could, that's not a God I'd want to worship. Believe that. Very correct. And Einstein was a smart dude, but he was completely wrong about his general relativity schema. Soph says, I'm so excited because I'm doing basketball every Thursday next year. I'm very excited about it. Great. Bouncy.
Wait a minute.
What?
She says she's doing basketball?
That's what it says.
How are you, are you just playing with friends or what? Didn't know you were in school.
Soph is very young.
I understand that.
Probably in college. Amy says he didn't say which cheek to turn either. Right. Could turn an ass cheek. I agree. I believe that's one you could get him on a technicality when you get to heaven. You said cheek. You didn't say which one. Okay, fine. You got me. Amber says, wait, you just told me what? I just told you what? What did I tell you? I don't know.
No, you were talking to Aaron.
I was talking to Aaron, but it was for everybody. But what are we talking about? What did I tell you? I'll cop to it if you can remind me.
About turning the other cheek.
Oh, I said Jesus told you to turn the other cheek, but he did not say keep your mouth shut while doing it. You can call him a bitch while you're turning the other cheek. Soph says, hey, Amber. Jackson says, this is some trap shit. Hey, that'll be enough of that millennial talk, young man or woman or both. All right. Who banned Intertext?
I don't know. I only pulled one of his comments earlier, I think. Aaron did.
Okay. Well, let me look and see what the problem is. Hang on, I gotta get there.
Oh, I got it.
At the same time, a chat jumped. So I gotta figure out where I was at.
Eric, if you're still here, you should be able to talk again.
Oh, here we go. He was talking shit to Aaron, Amber. I was. Jackson says, I feel enlightened. You should. If you keep your mouth shut and your ears open, you might hear some things tonight that you never even considered. Not saying you can't talk. I'm just saying pay attention. Amy says, hi, Jackson. Welcome. And please like and subscribe. Please do. Can you tell me about revolutionary physics? Yes, I can. But which physics are you referring to? Because revolutionary physics is not a thing. You mean evolutionary physics? Unless you're talking about the physics of having a revolution, which put a guy over there and a guy over there, point the guns at each other and shoot. Whichever one lives gets the other guy's stuff. There you go. Jackson says, thanks, Amanda. Amber says, the meaning, Miss Hammer, about turning the other cheek. Turning the other cheek. That means don't engage in hyperbolic nonsense. It means don't attack just because you're attacked. Walk the righteous path. Try to be the bigger man. That's what turn the other cheek means. And Christ was emphatic about it. Turn the other cheek. If somebody slaps you on the face, offer them the other cheek. That's the implication of the statement. And then offer him your jacket. If he takes your coat, offer him your shoes. Be the bigger man. Because when you pray for your enemies, you're heaping coals of hellfire on their head. That's the idea. My point was, you don't have to take it lying down. Yes, you should try to be the bigger man. You should walk the righteous path. But in this world, in today's time, sometimes you got to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you do. There's Mabel. Yes, Amber. Mabel's coming tonight. Mabel says, ciao, everybody. Jake and Amanda, how are you? Fantastic. Trying to get geared up for Christmas. How are you?
Hi, Mabel and Hannah and maybe Madison and their friend.
Trying to make a little chicken scratch. You know how it goes. Jackson says, can you tell me about the evolution of man? Yes. Didn't happen. Happy? Man didn't evolve. We are what we were created to be from the beginning. Christ said Adam was created in the beginning. The beginning of what? Of all things. Like day 6. So, if that was the beginning, well, there's no room for evolution. Evolution is wrong. They didn't happen. Now, if you'd like me to go into detail about why that is, I can fill your brain with countless statistics and nonsense and information spanning the globe of why that's not real. But just trust me, it's stupid on the face. Just read it. Just read the first page where it says the earth is millions and millions of years old, and explain to me how someone might measure that. I know you take for granted, well, somebody measured it, right? That's why it's in a book. Well, they didn't.
We used that inch you guys say is an inch and measured it.
Yeah. Amanda says, hi, Mabel and Hannah. You say that.
Hi, Mabel and Hannah.
Amber says, anyone see Fab? No.
No, they'll be there. They'll be here when they get here.
Amber, do you think I keep these people in my pocket?
Sometimes they come in, sometimes they don't.
Here's Fab. Here's Mabel. Kevin says, hello, Miss Mabel. Soph says, I'm not at school, but I'm doing basketball with my friends because I'm 23. That's a reason to do basketball. Wait till you get 24, then you'll want to drive cars. It goes downhill from there. Judy says, hey, Mabel and Hannah. Energy says, if you can pass the fish smell on a woman.
Yeah, that got.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, that's why he got kicked out. But I fixed it. He's back.
The joke was about omega-3 fatty acids. Yeah. I get it. Be nice, Tex. There's a lot of women in here. That's why you got banned. Aaron says, Jake's right, and I think I behaved good, though. I said my part and kept moving. That's what you should have done. I totally agree with what you did. I don't think you did the wrong thing at all. I'm just saying that in every case, it's better to try and be the bigger man. Sometimes you can't be, though. Sometimes it's the coward of the county kind of situation where you got to lock the door and not let anybody out until you whip their asses. Sometimes it's like that. Amy says, I just sent Fab a link. And so says, have you guys ever played basketball before, guys? No.
Yeah, Jake has. Watch the video. Watch the short on his shorts. And you'll see Jake playing
If you'll
basketball.
watch my videos, you'll see my all-star basketball tournament. It's there. It's in the shorts. It has to be because it's short.
Jake plays basketball real good.
Show you how it's done.
$9.20.
Thank you.
Mabel's comment.
Mabel says, Kevin, Vic asked about you. How are you? Amber says, what? What? Amber says, well, what just happened was... Thanks, Jake. My pleasure, Amber. Kevin says, Mabel, I'm fine. How is Vic? Victor. How is Victor? Mabel says, he's okay. Thank you, Kevin. Intertext says, appreciate it. Damn. Thanks whoever tried to ban me. Hypersensitive lib. Nope.
No.
Not a hypersensitive lib. Tex, this is a room full of ladies and we're a Christian channel.
He's got it now. I've talked to him.
Okay, good. Aaron says, Amy funny, LOL. Amy says, I like basketball, Soph. Of course I do. I'm from the Hoosier State. I know what Hoosier is. Same place where Whoas are.
But who's you?
Kevin says, Mabel, how are you and Hannah holding up? Mabel says, Aaron. Aaron, run, Aaron, run. That's correct. Are you going to say that?
Oh, just remember, Eric, there are a lot of ladies in here, and Jake protects us very much.
I will get your ass over these ladies. Believe that. While they're in here, they're my ladies, and you will treat them like ladies. Intertech says, Amanda, I'll make my jokes more PG. 13. Thank you. I appreciate that. Aaron says, you're welcome, sir. Good man. That's what I mean. And Soph says, that's good, Amy. So do I. I love it. I used to do basketball with my school. I graduated in 2020. Now, I am starting basketball again.
All righty then.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Wear your shorts. Mabel says, we're good, Kevin. Hannah is really missing Vic in the last few days, but she is showing a lot of strength and doing her best. She is a strong girl, and she's got a great role model. Amber says, good evening, Mabel.
Just be respectful, Eric. We get risque, but we keep it ladylike.
That's right. Yeah, I ain't saying you can't talk dirty. Just keep it under the covers. You know what I'm saying?
You can say it without saying it.
That's right. Amber says, Hannah, hearts and unicorns and prayers. Kevin says, Mabel, good time for you to bond with Hannah. Right. And they've been doing a lot of that. I recommend you sit down and watch the 1927 movie on YouTube, Metropolis.
A lot of people ain't going to be able to sit through that movie.
Yes, I understand. But it has been remastered in 4K and it is watchable now.
They're still not going to be able to sit through that movie. A lot of people are not going to be able to watch that movie.
It is a silent movie, but it is captivating for those that are intellectually spurred on by things. If you have a brain, you will enjoy this movie. It is a little bit different. But the thing I want you to consider about it, should you decide to watch it, and it's on YouTube for free. It's called Metropolis. Go check it out.
I'll see if I can put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Or put it on the Facebook. But the thing I want to impress upon you by watching this is that it was 1927 when they wrote it. Probably 1926 or 25 when they wrote it. And 27 when it was released. And the subject matter is very biblical. Very. And also deals with things that we're dealing with today, such as AI. And
robots.
What the implication of that might be. The mixture between human and machine intelligence. The Bible talks about the image of the beast, which is undoubtedly AI of some kind, or some type of artificial life form that the beast makes in his image. I'm guessing it's going to be AI. All of that's in this movie. The worship of Moloch and the sacrifice to him, like the abortion clinics do these days. It's all there. Go check it out. It's a fascinating movie.
Okay, the link is on the page.
Intertech says, that's why I like Jake. He says it like it is, and I see his points clearly. Thank you. I appreciate that, Intertech. I mean, that means a lot to me, because it's so often that I feel like I'm not communicating correctly to people because I get a lot of bad response, because most people don't like being told how it is. I find it refreshing. I want somebody to tell me the truth without sugarcoating it. I don't like being lied to. Most people do, though. But I appreciate that you can see it, and thank you for that. Mabel says, and yes, Madison is here. Hello, Madison. Kevin says, Mabel, you both have something in common. You both can't wait to be with Vic again. Amen. Intertech says, Amy, I make up jokes all the time. Amy does too. She's very funny. Amy says, Tex All-Star, I thought your joke was clever. It was clever, just a little dirty. I can see why I popped it. That's no reflection on you as a person. You just can't say that in here. That's all.
And we have young people in here.
Yeah, there's young people in here
young
too.
ladies.
Amanda says,
My chat jumped.
You're at 925. Amber says, Madison, good evening.
Right, Eric? Us too. And hi, Madison, too.
Madison.
I knew the girls were together.
Amber says, welcome, ladies. Hearts and prayers. Debbie says, Jake keeps me in his sock drawer.
That's what that noise was.
Mabel says, oh, my. I cannot speak for three people. Thank you, everyone. Everyone says hi.
To everyone else?
To everyone else. Thank you. Mabel, I do it all the time. 90% of my communique is so-and-so said hi. I get sick of saying those words. But,
Well,
you know,
I mean,
it's par for the course.
I know, or you could just skip those.
I could, but then that wouldn't be me answering all the text now, would it?
LOL, Mabel.
Amber says, Debbie, smiley faces. Energy Tech says, I'm a hetero white male, and that's okay.
Right?
That is okay. Jake can hoop, says Aaron. You'll have to watch the video. I'm not giving that one away. It's clearly labeled as basketball star of some kind.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it says. Something basketball.
Something
Jake,
basketball.
Jake basketball style.
Shows you how it's done or something like that.
Yeah, Jake shows you how it's done. Something like that. Let me see.
Amber says, Mabel, just give us roll call style, love. Amy says, I can quilter hoops. Yep, she can quilter hoop. That means make a blanket. Why they use a hoop, I don't know. Blankets are square. Whatever. I'm not looking into it. Mabel says, of course. Thank you, Amber. Heart. And Kevin says, did everybody hit that like button? Hit that like button. Subscribe, share, support, join. Super chats are available in the chat box. And if you want to, you can do that at CashApp $ Jake Johnson Band or PayPal.me/Jake Johnson Band. But mostly hit that like button. Aaron says, I could use a quilt. Or kilt. Be careful that you clearly state that properly, because you might be walking around in a dress.
Amy might like that.
Amber says, quilt? Kilt? What? No bagpipes. Quilt. So says, what's a roll call?
That's where everybody just
A roll?
a roll call, like when you go to school.
When it's cold.
You know how the teacher used to sit there and call your name in the morning in class?
Right.
That's a roll call.
Amber, here. Aaron, here. Kevin, here. Soph, here. Present. Roll call. Amy says, I hand stitch my quilts. Kevin says, Soph, saying hello to everyone. Aaron says, run. Amber says, oh my gosh, Amy, I wish I knew how to. You do know how to. You're female. Just get some blanket and thread and it'll come to you. Or some material and thread. It'll come to you. A needle. Get a needle. You'll need one of those. The thread won't work without the needle. I mean, you can try, but it's awful sloppy. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. It's kind of like other things in life. Oh, there goes a baby.
In, out, in, out, in, out.
Soph says, that's awesome. Aaron says, I'd love one, Amy. A quilt, not a kilt, a quilt. Make him a kilt. I beg you. Amy says, Soph, it means that every time Jake says your name, you have to say, roll around on the floor. You have to roll around on the floor every time I call your name. That's right. Aaron's smiley, smiley. Amy says, well, we'll talk privately later, Aaron.
She gonna put you in the cup holder.
Amy and Aaron sitting in a tree. Kissing. Amber says, red, black, go dogs. No doubt would be my quilt. Yep, that would probably be the quilt. Amy says, Soph. Roll around on the floor, Soph. Aaron says, okay, Amy. Soph says, okay, Amy, thank you for telling me about this.
Not to mention that you did.
Amy's got a shit-eating grin on her face.
I know, right?
Debbie says, if you need a brain, then I'm out. I can't help you with that. Here's the link to the movie if anybody wants to check it out.
And it's on the Facebook page.
It is worth checking out, though. I would recommend it. Aaron says, Dorito hands and me chilling with Hannah. No. Madison. Chilling with Hannah.
Yes.
Amy says, I remember that video short. The basketball one. Oh, yeah. It was lovely, wasn't it? Mabel says, I know this is why I try to keep the hellos to a minimum. I say hi to everyone, and that's that. I agree. If I don't respond back to someone's hello, I'm not trying to be rude. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's like lifting weights. There's only so many times you can lift 10 pounds. It is a finite number of times. Oh, Amanda says, here's Jake's basketball foray. I could have been a Globetrotter, I think. Or the Chicago Bulls, maybe. I mean, you can tell I'm 6'2" from the waist up. Amber says, oh my gosh, Mabel, just do it roll call style for ease. Not don't. I'm kind of lazy. Right on. Hey, Amanda.
What?
Come here.
Okay.
Y'all hold on one second. I'll be right back. Listen to this song. At $10. Moonlit skies and fireworks. People laugh, people flirt all night long. But I just stare. So I drove down to the local bar. but I just stare. Then I saw you sitting there, all alone in that empty chair right next to you. I fell in love, oh baby. You looked down and you took my hand. You said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything but just one kiss, and I don't care what you say. I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. At that bar where we first met, you smiled at me and my palms got wet, and you just looked away. Bueller, Bueller. But I just stared. You said, been in love and it never works. I always end up getting hurt, and I ain't doing that no more. Yeah. There ain't no way. Oh, no, 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 no. You stood up to say goodbye, grabbed your hand with a tear in my eye, and I just walked away. But you just stayed. Nailed it. But you looked down and you took my hand and said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything but just one kiss, and I don't care what you say. I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. Alrighty then. That's a little bit of Jake Johnson music for you. It's called Elizabeth. Hope you enjoyed it. And now, for the continuation of the program. Amy says, Bueller, Bueller. Amber says, never mind. Thank you, Jake. Sorry, I don't always get them. Aaron says, Soph, here's a circuit board noise as a response. And it says, all right, Amy. Mabel says, Soph, 0010101010101. Did you get all that? Bill Bennett says, I read today China has high altitude satellites with a 2-watt laser transmitting high-speed data way better than Starlink by Elon Musk. Very interesting, but I hope USA wins the space race in AI. Today, China. I read today that China got it. They might have a high-altitude satellite that does that, if you believe in satellites. I would say probably the Asian countries have us beaten technology, most specifically Japan. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but Hong Kong used to make everything. And Taiwan used to make everything. And they don't anymore. When's the last time you saw Made in Taiwan on any sticker? That was everywhere when I was a kid. They still make stuff. We just don't get it here anymore. So there you go. Amanda says, LOL, Mabel. Amber says, glitter and fake snow in my Christmas cards are proof of my love. And it's annoying. I know your love is annoying, but it's wonderful. Aaron says, LOL, Mabel. And Aaron says, I'll be right back. Where are you going, Aaron? Where are you going? Are you going to the bathroom? That's what I just did. Mabel says, Amber, Hannah and I did crafts with glitter a couple of months ago. I'm still finding rogue glitter throughout the house. That's the problem with glitter. It gets everywhere. That's why it doesn't ever pay to go to the strip club and not tell your wife, because she'll find out. There's glitter everywhere. Amy says, when the judge is indicted, which court or judge judges the judge? That's the problem right there. And when I had a particular issue in my life, the problem is the judge did it. Who do you complain to? There's nobody above the judge. There's nobody that can reprimand or fire the judge. They are in large part elected. There is a body, a council of people that can critique a judge, and you can submit a formal complaint, but you don't ever get to meet with them or know who they are or get a response to your complaint. It'll either be handled or it won't be, and there's nothing you can do to find out. So, I guess only the president could do that. Amy says, quickie. Yeah, she got me there in just under 3 minutes, like I said. Intertech says, oh shit, what I miss is Jakey doing something with his snaky. Get it? Oh, I got it. Good music. Thank you. That's my music. Amy says, oh, no. Close. Amy says, damn it, early. Again. Aaron says, right on the spot. Oh, no. You nailed it. He says, got it. Amy says, Aaron wins. Intertech says, chill. Chill music. It is good music. Amy says, it's a Jake Johnson original song. Yep. Aaron says, it's off Jake's album. Correct. Amy says, here's the album if anybody wants it. Go download it, and I'll pin that. Thank you, Amy. I didn't realize anybody had that but me. All right, it's pinned to the top of the chat. If anybody wants to download my album, it's free. The only thing I ask is that you share that with somebody else while you listen to it. Do not listen to it by yourself. Listen to it with other people. Share the music. Get it out there. And for that, I'll give it to you for free. It's yours to go download. There's 10 or 12 songs, 9 or 10 songs on there, and 2 pictures. That's it. Amber says, I'm warming my dinner now. My sugar is at least 226. Well, you don't need that. And Mabel says, I may have to go. We have been watching a set of headlights through the trees, and no one is meant to be out there. That's not good. Do you have a gun? Hopefully you have a gun. if not an axe or a big stick. Hang on one second. Sorry. Girlfriend texting me down the road. Aaron says, uh-oh, that's no good. Yeah, be sure that you have a gun close by or a knife or some kind of something. Because if there's people on your property and you live way out in the woods, that's not good. I don't know why she thinks I need to be having a conversation right now. Sorry. Sorry about that. Put the phone over there so it won't bother me anymore. Women. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Anna says, Mabel says, it's probably nothing, Aaron. Hopefully some lost hunters or something. That has happened once before, a couple of years back, but Vic was here, so I'm not sure what to do. Here's what you do. Nothing. Don't go out there. That's always a bad idea when you're home by yourself. It may be nothing, it probably is nothing, but you stay in the house with the door locked. If they're in trouble, they'll come up to the door and knock on it, and you speak to them through the door. Do not unlock that door. They'll just have to move on and find somebody else to help. That's the best thing to do. Amy says, be careful, Mabel. Aaron says, you watch, keep your distance, and arm yourself. You got the Dorito hands. They will be afraid of you. Yeah, keep that door locked. Amy says, Amber, prayers. And Amy says, yep, those Dorito hands. Kevin says, Mabel, do you have a gun? Good question. And if so, turn out the lights so you can't be seen from outside the house. Also a good thing to do. Mabel says, of course we have guns. I would not feel safe in the Canadian woods without them. But that's the last resort. Yes. Though we are sitting in my room and I have Vic's gun cabinet unlocked just in case. Excellent. And Mabel says, and yes, Kevin, we turned out the lights and everything so we could see out the windows better than they can see us inside. Also a good idea. Amy says, a can of hairspray and a lighter will do. Well, only if you're working with critters. I don't think that'll work with burglars. Oh, Amy got spunk. I like it, says Aaron. And Mabel says, yes, sir. Grazie, Jake. Amen. Mabel says, thank you, Aaron and Kevin. Intertech says, guns, dogs, cameras, fence, wall, warning, signs, too. That's right. I have all of the above, mostly the gun part. Kevin says, shotgun is best for home protection. I agree with that. I have right by my side. No, it's the wrong one. I can't show you the right one. But it's a 1942 Smith & Wesson 32 long shot. Very tiny gun with a very big, powerful punch. It'll fit right in my pocket, in my back pocket. And it will leave a hole in you about that big around. Amy says, or a mean, vicious dog like a Chihuahua. or a Chihuahua with an AR-15. Right, that's what I'm talking about. Mabel says, we do have no trespassing signs everywhere, every couple 100 meters down the road and into the driveway, but I don't think people realize there is a house out here and might ignore them. And they might just be sightseeing. They might just be driving down a strange road to see where it goes. You never know. I wouldn't think the worst. I mean, it's not an 80s movie. They're not coming to raid the house, I'm sure. But you never do. You never can tell. A guy finds a woman at home alone, he might try to take advantage. That's when you need to be armed. Intertech says, turn off the lights. And if they intrude, wrap your arm in a thick towel for defense, and blades can't penetrate so easily. Also true, but that's a movie tactic. That doesn't really work in real life. Kind of hard to wrap your arm in a towel when you're being yanked around by the hair of your head. Maple says, we have 2 bull mastiffs and a Great Dane. Well, you're fine then. Nobody's going to go in your house. But the Great Dane is a big old baby. They don't know that. Intertech says true. Yeah, they don't know that. If you got 2 bulldogs, or rather bull mastiffs, those are the big ones. The big ones. Yeah, you're fine. That bark alone will scare a burglar off. Woof. Woof. I wouldn't go near that house if I heard that bark. No, sir. Ain't no telling what that dog's like. Mean looking. Gotta love it. Yeah, I've only had 1 burglary in this house and 1 burglary in the house I had before this house. Both times it was my best friend who did it. Best friend. Different best friends. One was my cousin, one was my friend. And the only reason they knew to hit my house is because they knew where I would be, because they were with me just before they hit my house. The first one, I was moving, and I had left my guitars for the last, because I didn't want them to, be involved with all the moving stuff. I wanted to move them separately. So I left my guitars at the house, and we went and took a load off, and he had to go, so he went the other direction. And when I came back, my guitars were gone. A little less obvious, but I knew who it was. And this time, I came home from being gone for a while, and all of my barns had been broken into, and my house was wide open. And the only thing they stole was everything except my music equipment, which was the real money here. But that's a person that knows that I make a living with that music equipment and did not want to cripple me, but wanted to make some money. So they stole some stuff, but not the stuff of real value. And I knew exactly who that was, too. I've never had an intrusion or a break-in from an actual stranger. I don't think that happens that often. I know it does, but it don't happen that often. Amy says, woof, deep baritone bark. Right. Mabel says, yes, they have been pacing by the door, which is what brought our attention to it. And they have stayed downstairs and aren't barking yet, but definitely alert. Well, that's good. You got good dogs. And Amy says, that's not a friend. No, that's not a friend. That's a friend who is a friend as long as you can benefit them. And the minute that you show vulnerability, they'll take advantage of you. And then they'll help you look for the thing they stole. That's the kind of friend those are. Kevin says, Mabel, how long would it take for police to get out there? They live way out there. Intertech says, what state? Probably meth heads. No, different country. Aaron says, Leo's bark is crazy. It can shake the floors. It's a deep chest bark. Yes, those are the kind of dogs you want to have, because they scare the bejesus out of burglars. You don't want a little yappy dog, although he won't let you get away with nothing, and everybody's going to know you're there. But a little yappy dog can be kicked across the room. A big old husky dog, not so likely. You might kick him, but you'll draw back a nub. Plus, you seen Leo. Yeah, big boy. Big Marmaduke-looking dog. I have a Chihuahua. Half Shih Tzu, half Chihuahua. So she's hairy and prancy. Not at all dangerous. Amy says Leo has a giant head. Oh, yeah, definitely. And mouth, says Aaron. Kevin says, my dog is a Saga 12 gauge. Right on. I'm with you there. All right. Mabel says, Kevin, quite some time. The cops getting there. Take quite some time. The road leading to our driveway alone is about 20 kilometers, which makes it more strange that people are out here. And if they are, it is usually hunters this time of year. Right. And that happens. Amber says, whoa. Like I said, just because there's people out there does not mean that they're going to be, out there to hurt you. They probably just lost or trying to turn around or might be hunters or whatever. But it's better to be alert than sorry. Amanda is convinced that we need cameras all over the house out here. And I keep trying to tell her that nothing happens here. There's no need for cameras. They'll go bad before they film anything happening. Amber says, I hear banjos, I'm just saying. And you're in Alabama, huh? Mabel says, I assume it is hunters because they seem to be going quite slow. And they are looking through the trees. Probably hunters. They might be looking to shine something. Amanda says, you'd be surprised what you catch on the cameras. No, I wouldn't. Nothing. I still got half a cup. Thank you. Around here, the only thing you're going to catch on those cameras is insects and the occasional cat roaming through the yard. That's pretty much it. The likelihood of somebody showing up, very slim. And if they do, they're here to bother me. So chances are I don't want to answer the door anyway. Amy says that's how little dogs do it. Ankle biters. When they bite the ankles, the perp falls down and Chihuahua goes for the jugular. Well, I've never had a Chihuahua, but I have a half Chihuahua outside and she wouldn't bite a fly. Amber says, Woodland, Washington. Woodland, Washington State is where I live now from Georgia. I'm from Georgia, too. So I know a little bit about being back in the woods. Amy says, cameras in Jake's yard would be kitty porn. Kitty. Meow. Intertech says Washington protects their criminals. They do. You live up there in the woke states. If you defended yourself, you'd go to jail. My sheriff would tell me, if you shoot somebody, be sure to drag him in the house. Mabel says, okay, I'll be back. My nerves are getting to me. Something doesn't feel right. Well, please keep us informed. I'll be worried about you all night. Amy says, keep us informed, Mabel. Intertech says California, Oregon, Washington, New York, etc. Criminal protection. Chicago. Yep. Unfortunately. I don't know why people put up with that, but they do. It's so odd how fast this world has changed in a decade. How much has happened since all of this began. And how quickly people just give in and allow it to take place. It's unbelievable, actually. I don't know why, again, that anybody would put up with that. Amy says, some areas of those states have conservatives. They're there. They're just spread out. This is true. Amber says, damn, that's some shit. It is that. I don't worry too much about it myself. I'm pretty proficient with a firearm, and I stay to myself, and I think a good neighbor is a neighbor I don't recognize. So I pretty much stay right here at the house, and I don't let them interfere with me, and I don't interfere with them, and that's just the way it goes. But when the neighbor comes by asking for a cup of sugar, they're going to be surprised. That hasn't happened yet. But I'm liable to answer the door naked with a tattoo gun and a rope around my neck just to see what they do. How do you guys deal with people coming to your house? Amy says, sipping, smoking, watching Jake. Drinking, smoking, trying to free my mind. Been sitting here wasting time. Forget about freedom, trying to change my mind. I've been sitting here wasting time, drinking, smoking, thinking, trying to free my mind. Good song. Aaron says, I don't answer. Or I answer it all ghetto-like. Who the F is this? Who the F is it? Put some bass in your voice. And they leave, right? Aaron, I can see you doing that. I can't get away with that. I'm not ghetto at all. I'm too country to be ghetto. Although I have been told I can be intimidating, but I don't see it. Intertech says 2 African-American teens aggressively tried to break into a senior citizen's home, and the old man rightfully shot them dead. And the mom now is trying to sue the owner for the couple million. Yeah, I saw that. Said that if he said they were only trying to rob you, if you hadn't fought back, they'd still be alive. Do you hear yourself? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But the color of their skin had nothing to do with it. They were just hoodlums. Oh my God. Will you shut up? Never a break. Madison says Mabel is calling the police. Okay. So they're getting closer, obviously. Amanda says, it wasn't me that time, LOL. Gerald Winter, welcome, says, hooroo. 67, your turn. Kevin says, Madison, good. Yeah, well, I would much rather somebody be apprised that could get to you, because I can't get to you. If I were close by, I'd be on the way, but. Amy says, hi, Gerald, welcome. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Amanda says, Madison, better to be safe than sorry. And they'd probably not get there in time, but at least they'd be on the way. At least they'd be aware there's a situation, which is something. I assure you, though, 9 times out of 10, it's probably just people that are lost or trying to find a place to turn around or smoke pot. But then again, I don't know anything about Canadians or Canada, so I don't know how they act out there. I know how they are around here, though. And I imagine every place is pretty much the same. Kevin says, good, the police can help them. And Madison says, figured we could at least report trespassers to get them heading out here, even if it's nothing. Right. Amanda says, better safe than sorry, Madison. Aaron says, thank you for the statement that color had nothing to do with it, Jake. Well, I mean, it doesn't, really. I mean, there's hoodlums everywhere. And you're welcome. Amy says, I wouldn't want to piss Mabel off. Call the police because the people are in need of assistance after she's done with them. Yeah, you're probably right. I can see them running towards the cop car now. Please, get her off of me. Get her off of me. Amanda says, I was going to say she shows her area better than anyone. She knows her area better than anyone. True. Energy Tech says, go live, Madison. No. Aaron says, exactly. And Madison says, Amy, Mabel does look hot with a shotgun. In my opinion. And it's not an opinion. Intertech says, Canadia's gay. Don't worry, Madison. Amy says, Dorito boomerang flying around. Bam, bam, bam. When you say those three little words, I have a different mental image.
So did I.
Kevin says, nothing more dangerous than a woman protecting a child. I know that's right. Tell you guys a story. Aaron says, like ninja stars. Right. When I was about, 14, 15 years old, 12 or 13, somewhere in that area. I was still in school, so I had to be 12 or 13. I decided I was going to skip school. So me and a friend of mine, our bus stopped at one school and then picked up some kids and went on to my school. So when they stopped, we got off. And we just didn't get back on. So we hauled buggy down the road and decided to walk back towards our house down the railroad tracks, because the railroad tracks run all the way from uptown back towards where I lived. So we spent the whole day walking the tracks, and we were a pretty good distance in the middle between my house and the school, somewhere in the middle there. And we had stopped just around the bend. We had walked past the road and went around the bend and sat down to take a break so that I could see the road from where I was sitting, but anybody on the road couldn't necessarily see me. Very careful, right? While I was sitting there, I looked over at the road and a brown car stopped on the railroad tracks, and it was my mom. I don't know how she came right to where I was at and stopped. But she did, and we were busted.
Intuition.
She had something. I don't know what it was. They didn't have trackers back then, so it wasn't that. And there's no way that you could have guessed that I would have been right there in that spot, because she didn't even know that the bus stopped at the school and let other kids on, because it's the opposite direction from the school I went to. So she didn't even know that detail.
She didn't have to.
She didn't know that we would be in that area of the world, and if the school called her and said we didn't show up, she should have went the other direction looking for us, because that's where we would have been, because she didn't know this detail. Amazed me. To this day, I don't know how she did it. She never told me. But she came right to where I was. She was not looking for me. She drove to where I was and stopped. That's amazing to me. My mom had to be psychic. All there is to it.
No, she just knew how you thought, because she helped you learn how to think, and she put your processes together and figured out where you would be.
That's entirely possible. And also scary that somebody would know me that well.
I know you that well.
You don't know me that well. See, you didn't see that coming. Amanda says, definitely Kevin. Amy says, right, Aaron? Aaron says, LOL, the guy from Friday. Bang, bang, bang. That ain't what I thought either. Bang, bang, bang.
I'm surprised Debbie ain't said nothing about it yet.
I know, right? I think Debbie's asleep.
Maybe.
Amy says, nacho cheese, they're Cool Ranch. And there's a play in words there that I don't see it. Nacho cheese, they're Cool Ranch. I don't know. Intertech says, my comment wasn't racist, people. It's a fact. They were African American. I understand. I didn't call you a racist. I just said their color didn't have anything to do with why they were shot. Aaron says, enough. Kevin says, Madison, are you staying in contact with Mabel? They're together.
Yeah, we know Eric.
Amy says, mothers have built-in GPS in our uteruses. Mine obviously did. That's not the only time she did that in my life. That's just one time I told you the story. She's done it like 3 times. Came to right where I was at. I didn't call her. She didn't know I was in trouble. But I was, and she showed up.
We know these things.
She knew these things. I've never seen anybody else do it, but my mama could do it. My mama scared me a little. My mama was that tall to me, and the only person alive that could shut me up when I get started. She could go, shh, and I would stop dead sentence. It's the only person on earth that could do that. Don't get me wrong. I do not answer to my mother. I'm a grown man. I've always lived my own life. But she knew how to stop me if she needed to. Sorry, my chat jumping around. Madison says, yes, Kevin, I'm in her room with the girls and keeping an eye out the window while she talks to the police. I think she is on the phone with the mounted police officer at the moment, kind of listening. Intertech says, thank you, Amanda. I'm glad you're keeping it right. Amy says, VPS, vaginal positioning software. That's gross. I don't want to think about that. Kevin says, Madison, good. Amber says, when little I knew mine that well. Mama Bear, LOL. Right on. There's Debbie. She says, I'm not asleep. Ha ha ha. Just quiet. See. Me too, a little. A little off my rocker tonight. Debbie says, I gotten up close and personal with Jake's feet. Does that count as knowing him? Much more than anyone else, yes.
LOL, Debbie. Bam, 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 bam. Squirt, 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 squirt. Yeah, LOL. Maybe, Debbie.
Well, I'm the kind of guy that it takes a long time to get to know me because I'm very introverted and I do a lot in here. And so, like, I wasn't joking before when I said you could know me for 50 years and I'd still surprise you. I would still surprise you. I can't believe you know how to do that. It's just one of those things that's back there somewhere. Amy says, I'm watching a Christmas movie from 1984 called Gremlins. Right. Next watch, Die Hard. That's also a Christmas movie. It is. Aaron says, Jake told me to be the bigger man. LOL. That's right, Aaron. You let me do the cracking. I'm being good for now. Be good. There's all kinds of opinions in the world, and all of them are valid. Ours and theirs. So. Amanda says, release the Kraken. I will if I have to. I don't have to right now, but it's on go. Believe that. I got one wound up from last night, and everything was so peaceful I didn't get a chance to get angry last night. So I got it wound up and ready to go.
I know. We were coming home. He goes, man, I'm going to bed. I'm in a bad mood.
I had a bad day yesterday. Believe it, I was in tears all day yesterday. So it was that kind of day. And so to have the release of just a peaceful conversation with everybody having a good time and enjoying themselves, it's quite refreshing. It turned my day right around. So I appreciate that. Thank you. And if you're asking, I'm an emotional dude. So that's why. Aaron says, oh no, dang, Jake. I'm sorry, man. It happens. I'm a manic depressive. I live with clinical depression. I'm smart enough to know that. So it's not like I don't know why, but it happens. What can you do? There are very valid reasons why. Believe that. It's the holidays. You get my drift? Amy says, I knew the day my son was in a car accident. I called my husband and I told him to come home, and he asked why, and I said, I don't know, but something is wrong. As soon as he got home, we got the call. I've had moments like that. I was connected to my sister that way. Madison says, red Silverado, 4-door, lifted. Looks like 2020's generation. Nice. So now you got to...
No, they're giving us information if something happens.
Right. And also, I'm sure the cops know that, too. I'm sure they're talking to them right now. So if anything does happen, you've got a place to start. That's a good thinking. Aaron says, yep, I'm with you. Yep. And Debbie says, about the accident, and we got the call about the accident, and he called me a witch. Oh, no.
Because you knew what happened? Or you knew something happened?
It's not witchy. Let me tell you something that happened when I was a kid. My sister witnessed a car crash right in front of her. Like it happened. She was walking down the road, and it happened right in front of her. And it was a drunk driver that hit head on a station wagon full of kids. 2 parents and 4 kids. And they all went through the windshields. And she was there trying to help. And she said the guy's face looked like a marshmallow because it hit the windshield, and his teeth looked like chiclets falling out of his mouth. And it upset her so bad that I saw it. I was out in the woods playing at home, and I saw it through my eyes, if that makes any sense. And we went looking for her. I went and got my mom, and we went looking for her right then and there. And we found her a few feet away from where the accident had happened. So, yeah, those things do occur, especially in families that are sensitive like mine. Amanda says,
got it, Madison.
Aaron says, Madison, can you see the plate? Probably not. Madison says, no, this is why I wish they enforced front plates on Alberta.
In Alberta.
Aaron says, makes.
Males.
Probably. Yeah. At night in the middle of the woods in a truck? Yeah. Intertech says, Jake, can you give us a... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That make you feel better?
Fabulous.
Amy says super chats and super stickers are welcome, available. Maybe with a donation, Jake will do monkey tricks. Yes, I will. Yeah, you hit that Cash App, I'll jump up and down for you.
Ninnies and feet and all.
I'll play the intro to Deliverance. I'll eat anything that you want me to eat, and I'll swallow anything that you want me to swallow. So come on down, I'll chew on the dog. Yeehaw.
Speaking of that, I think we should get Jake to do the 1 chip challenge.
Fabulous. The 1 chip challenge? What the hell is that?
This is like, I don't know, it registers like a 5 million on the Scoville scale.
I'd eat that with a quickness. That's bullshit.
They say you can only take one or eat 1 chip or 1 bite of the chip.
I'll eat 2 of them.
The chip is it's so hot it's black.
I'll eat 2 of them and smile about it.
And drink a gallon of milk afterwards.
Yep. That'll absolutely burn me up, but I'm just that kind of stubborn. Aaron says they get hotter. They got hotter stuff now, probably. I've eaten a real habanero. The kind, put it this way. I went and picked some for my dad one time because he likes hot peppers. And it was Mexican lived down the road from us. And he had a bush out behind his house that he grew himself. And he told me that I could pick some. And I think he knew what he was doing. Because I didn't have a shirt on. It's Florida, the 80s. I'm running around shorts, no shirt, no shoes. And I picked a double handful of those peppers and I held them like this to keep them close so I didn't drop them. And I carried them home. And when I pulled them away, I pulled skin with it. Big old hole in my chest. They'd eat through my skin. That's how hot they were. I've eaten one of those. Aaron says the gummy bear or the lollipop. Are those hot? Amy says no. That would be bad for Amanda after the show when he farts under the blanket. Oh, if she made me eat that thing, you better believe I'd Dutch oven her ass.
It's a 2.2 million on the Scoville scale.
Oh, yeah. That's hot. Intertech says teaspoon of ghost pepper sauce is great for hangovers. So I've heard. Aaron says that's called devil tears. Madison says one of them just walked up and rang the doorbell. I can see him. Mabel's Ring camera. Do you have a camera on your phone? Go take a picture of him right now. All right, now I'm concerned. Everybody be quiet. The channel is Madison's right now. Can you make some sort of rudimentary lathe? Sorry.
Yeah,
Star Trek flashback.
She's got the Ring app. It's automatically recording and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the devil's tear, Aaron, is 9 million on the Scoville. It's a specific pepper. Well,
How about no, Scott? Amy's like, well, let's see how this night turns out. It'll be all right. I have faith in my Lord. He's a good God, and he watches after my people.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Madison says Mabel took some screenshots, and it does record on its own. The RCMP officer is on speakerphone with Mabel, telling her not to respond.
Yep.
That's what I said. Don't respond or speak through the door. Definitely don't open it. Aaron says, time to load just in case. That's right. Amy says, wondering if the crunching can be heard outside my head as loudly as I hear it in my head. I'm eating peanut brittle. Yes. The answer is yes, and it's gross. Yes.
You said that didn't bother you. You said the wrinkling of the papers bothered you worse.
It does. I'm weird. Aaron's right, says Kevin. Time to load. Yep. Just in case.
Yep. Be ready.
Madison says Mabel grabbed the shotgun right after she said something. Don't feel right.
Good. Don't put it down.
Yeah, that something don't feel right. That seems to be a thing women can do and are quite good at it. So.
And just remember, don't panic. Keep it calm, cool, and collected, and you'll be right through it.
If I know Vic like I think I do, which I don't because I've just met him, but I'd say he probably has them girls trained up on how to use that thing.
I'm sure. I don't see him going away without them being able to protect themselves.
Yeah, Amy says, don't put it on speaker. They'll hear it.
Let them hear it. They'll know it's the police. Probably can't hear it over the dogs barking anyway.
Point towards growing, says Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes. Aim for the center. Amy, there's a lot going on. We're trying to watch the Ring camera on Mabel's phone and talking to the officer at the same time. Yeah, I'd say there's a lot going on. Well, maybe they'll get the point and leave. Amber says, prayers and smiley faces. It's a strange world we live in. We're so close and yet so far away.
I know, right? I'm sure the girls are quiet together.
Yeah, they're probably up in the bedroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're probably all in the same room together.
It's a whole new world. Madison says, can confirm they have 2 RCMP cruisers on their way. Nice. That's good. I didn't know that the Royal Mounted Police had cruisers.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. I thought they rode horses.
Well, yeah, they're probably got 4 or 5 feet of snow going on up there right now.
Amber says, thank you for keeping us updated, Madison. Amy says, in vehicles or on horseback. It's Canada. That's what I said. I know horses are, leather, all genuine leather upholstery, 4-wheel drive and all that, but, Amy says, oh, Jake and I said that at the same time. Madison says, the roads are shit, though, so I don't know how long it'll take. And the RCMP usually only ride horses during events. Now, right, that's what I thought. Like parades and stuff. Yeah, I got it. It's something I never thought about. I always thought of mounted police as the cartoon of Rocky and Bullwinkle, the guy on the horse, That's how long it's been since I thought about mounted police. So.
Yeah, because it's not something we typically see around here except for our parades.
Well, New York has mounted police, but we're not in New York. So.
Well, they have them down in Florida, but they use them for big protests and parades and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't think they actually ride them around, though. They do in New York. Like, they parole Central Park on horseback.
Yeah, they only pull the horses out here, like I said, at special events and parades when they got to be all up in the crowd and don't want to be on they got to be over the crowd, but in the crowd.
Yeah. Chicago has them too, says Aaron. I didn't know that either. Interesting. We do not. We do have a horse and buggy guy for parades. He looks like Santa Claus. But I think every town has one of those.
Right.
But I live in a very, very small town called Snow Hill. Amy says after they catch the trespassers, they could give you a show, YMCA style. Well, I hope you girls will be okay. I'm pretty sure everything's going to work out just fine, but to err on the side of safety, I'm thinking about you. Not a lot good that'll do, but I bear witness.
Right.
Kevin says, Madison, I'm glad you're with them, with Mabel and Hannah. Me too. Aaron says they can play Cuff the Magic Dragon.
Puff. Oh, yeah, Cuff the Magic Dragon. They might be out there trying to chase the Magic Dragon.
Madison says there's 3 of them, I think. One is still standing by the door, and I think I can see one standing beside the truck, and it looks like the back window is open. Dogs are going crazy. Yeah, they might be up to no good. This might be like one of those panic room type situations. Amber says Kabuki Theater.
That's Heart Fingers. Yep.
Amy says, thanks for keeping us informed. Yes. If nothing else, it'll keep your nerves calm. Madison says, I don't know. I feel ridiculous staying on stream, but I don't know how to be useful in this situation. Well, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, you're keeping everybody posted that if something happens, everybody knows.
Yeah, and every one of us will come to your defense should something happen.
You got proof of it. Everybody knows.
And it is time-stamped.
Yep, it is time-stamped.
And recorded. So you got proof of a timeline.
And if y'all go quiet, then we know that we need to call Alberta Police Department and let them know that the call came in and we've got Mabel's address.
Yes.
They won't have no choice but to do a welfare check. Because I'll blow their phone up until they arrest me.
That's right. Madison says, okay, thank you. It may seem silly, but if something goes wrong, you want that. I promise. You want the Kraken.
Yeah.
Where'd all the trolls go?
Right? Everybody left.
326 views. Not bad for Saturday night.
Nope.
Amber says, I'm still here. You're not a troll. Amy says, let the dogs out.
No.
Kevin says, Godspeed, RCMP. And Aaron says, a plane. Not hard for me, I'd come. Amber says, Ollie, Ollie, oxen free. And Aaron says, I would. So would I. I don't think it'll come to that, though, but
No.
if it did, I would. I'd find a way.
The status the same, Madison?
Yes. At any rate, we'll keep doing the show until we hear otherwise. You got to wrap that kind of thing up, so they're probably down there talking now.
Maybe.
Aaron says, I think their truck broke down, honestly. It's possible.
Maybe. Or they're lost.
There's any number of things that could be going on. It's nothing to jump to the conclusion that something bad's happening. Amy says, Oxenfree sounds like a marketing talking point. Yes, it does. For the Sackler family, maybe. Amber says, I don't know. We all froze. Not froze, we're just intently listening. Either way, they're lost. Just saying. Right. Aaron says, but the door ring is not a thing I would do. The door ringing? Yeah. Unless you're out in the middle of nowhere and that's the only house in sight. Nachos are good, says Intertext. Yeah, they are. And then the police can help them. Yes. Madison says, I can see the exhaust smoke in the cold, and one walked back to his truck. Well, that's good. Aaron says, and standing on the porch alarms me. Yeah, it alarms me too. Amber says, right, Kevin? Just no. Just know what?
Just no means no. Just saying, just no to the whole situation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't like the fact that they pulled up in the yard and rang the doorbell and they're standing there on the porch. That's not very nice. Middle of the night. I don't know what time it is there, but